in all the years that I've been doing beauty, I've been like that. There's been times when I've been stagnant, and there's been times when I've had so much going on in my life, my personal life, that the business has had to take a bit of a backseat. Life's not linear, and business
Yeah.
is the same. Nothing, straight lines are man-made. Everything is up and down, and it's just life, isn't it? Your business is part of your life. It tells your story.
Yeah.
Some years you're absolutely flying it. All the opportunities are coming to you, and then other years things slow down. So then you up your game a bit. Then you invest a little bit in training or self development, or whatever suits you best, and then you go again. You just got to keep going. That's the way I look at it.
Hello and welcome back to the Face It podcast. I'm your host, Jessica, and today we have a super interesting conversation lined up today just for you. I just wanted to mention, though, before we begin today's show, that we have rolled out something new, something fun on the Faces app. Some of you have already seen it. I have noticed some of you starting to submit your stuff for that, so you're probably wondering what that is. The new feature is called Faces Verified. If you want to show potential and existing clients that you are the clinic to go to in your area, then having a Faces Verified badge on your booking link is a great way to do so. You can apply today in app. All you have to do is click on the Become a Verified Business on your homepage, submit your details and your insurance documents, and wait for the Faces team to approve your account. So again, as always, if you like what you hear on today's show and you want to hear more from guests like today's, then please don't forget to rate, review and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. I have noticed a significant increase in listeners actually on our Apple podcast channel. So if you are there and you are listening, please pop a review on and tell more about us to people that you know. I would really appreciate it. We are a platform by practitioners for practitioners. So of course, we always have your needs in mind in all of our conversations. If you'd like a chance to come on and chat with me about your experiences, share your stories and your expertise, then let me know. You can find us on Instagram at FaceItPod, or you can message me personally at Jess_Messenger. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you. Now, of course, though, I've done my spiel. It's time to introduce our guest today. So please welcome Kate Russell of the Brow Club. Welcome to the Face It podcast, Kate.
Hello. You
Thank you for
okay?
joining us. Yeah, absolutely. Are you okay?
Yeah, really good.
Good. So we're going to jump straight in then, Kate. You are a
Mhm.
brow specialist working out of Liverpool since 2015.
Mm.
Arguably, the North is the master of brow culture. I don't know if you agree with that, but I feel like
I,
it's got its place on the map for brows.
do you know what? I actually think the North is the hub
The
of
whole.
all beauty activity. And I think people don't even realize, even myself, I didn't realize until I started working in London,
Mm,
um, just how in demand the things that we do are, and we're always way ahead of anybody else in the country.
I
So
completely agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the girls in London used to travel for miles to come and get the brows done, and there was nobody else. I mean, at that time, I haven't worked in London for a couple of years now, but I used to be down there like twice a month, doing pop-ups. Used to work in the ASOS as well, in the ASOS building, doing all the girls in there. So they're all like dead cool.
Yeah.
Um, but honestly, they'd absolutely loved the way I did the brows, and there was no one else like that at that time. Doing brows like that, and you find it's the same with like hairdressers as well. They love Scouse hairdressers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you've just got a very unique and very unique way of doing things. Like you say, it is a style. And you do notice it when you go up north. I mean, I'm from the Midlands, so I'm right bang in the middle of the country.
Yeah,
We've kind of pillaged a little bit from the south and the north, really. But yeah,
yeah.
definitely when I come up north, you do notice that you've got a very distinctive way of doing beauty, and I
Mhm.
think it is the hub. I completely agree.
Mhm.
So what changes have you seen in the world of brows over that time? Because you've been in the
Oh,
industry for a long
massive.
time.
Massive. So 2015, when I started Brow Club, I was the only that I knew of brow specialist
Mm,
then. I knew of people in America like Kelly Baker. I used to follow Kelly Baker and Joe Healy, I think his name is. But back then there was nobody else in the UK that I knew of. It was just doing eyebrows the way I was doing them. The biggest change I've seen is how there's so many more artists now. Do just solely focusing on brows. Yeah, so There's just so many more people doing eyebrows now. Like it just wasn't a thing. So back in 2015, nobody could believe that I was just doing brows as a treatment. Like people used to say, "So you only do brows?" And they just couldn't believe it. And I was like, "Yeah, I only do brows." Another thing, like back in 2015, it was just at the start of like the bushy brow revolution. It was when like people
Mm.
stopped having the brows like really thin and blocky and started experimenting with different styles. So I think as well, I just like kind of touch lucky on the timing as well of things.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned timing because this is a recurring theme that tends to come up through my conversations.
Yeah.
I was talking to Laser Clinics Australia. We've not launched this episode yet, but he sold his business for 650 million Australian
Wow.
dollars. Took over the laser market, and he said the same thing. It was timing, and he probably wouldn't be able to repeat that success
Yeah,
now
of
because
course.
it was just at the right moment.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, it's an interesting thing.
yeah.
Why do fashion brows or trends come and go, in your opinion? What's the
I
reason
just
for
think
that?
it's the same as any fashion, isn't it? You know, you
Mm,
see makeup trends come and go as well, don't you? You know, you
mm.
see them come and go all the time. And I think, you know, a lot of young girls, they want to go out, they want to have an outfit that's on trend. They want to feel like the makeup's on trend and their eyebrows are on trend as well. So I think it's just one of them things. Like everybody wants to feel like they know what's going on.
It's funny,
And
isn't it? Because it's it's hair on your face, and you think I never thought about it in that way, probably until 5 years ago when I realised
yeah,
that there really were trends with
yeah,
eyebrows.
no, yeah,
I
I
just
agree.
thought an eyebrow was an eyebrow, and it's really
It
not.
was there. I think an
Yeah,
eyebrow
it
was
used to be.
just an eyebrow. And it was like, because I've been in the beauty industry for like 20 odd years. So I've always done eyebrows. But I've
Mm.
never done eyebrows like I did when I started Brow Club. And I really focused in on it. I looked all around the world for inspiration. And I just really, really wanted to bring that bushy, messy style, which we hadn't really seen before, back. But I suppose you think about it, think of the 90s brows, that was a style, wasn't it? I think we just wasn't really
Yeah.
aware of it, was we?
I don't think we discussed it in that way.
No, I agree. I
It just
agree.
wasn't spoken about in that way. It was just like
No.
the done thing. Whereas now, it was like everyone had to have the same brow. Whereas
Oh,
now,
you
I feel
have to
like there's
have
so
that
many
brow.
variants.
Yeah, of course. And it defines your style a little bit, doesn't it,
Yeah,
as well? I
a bit like a
still,
haircut.
yeah, totally, yeah. I still love the bushy brow. I mean, I know things have got a bit neater lately, but I do still love that messy kind of look.
Yeah, it looks good.
Mm.
So you've mentioned there that you came in from beauty. So you've done beauty for what was that, 20 years, was it, Kate?
More longer. Jess, I
Longer.
don't want to tell you how many years because I did calculate it the other day and I was like, oh dear.
Oh, it's been a
How did
while.
I get so old? It's
So
a long, it's 25 years plus. Yeah, it's
that's
a long
incredible.
time.
That's
Long time,
incredible.
yeah. But you know what
So
the thing is about it, Jess, is I'm learning every day. I'm always learning, and you never, no matter how long you've been doing something, you never know it all. You're always, something's always fresh, and there's always so much to learn in this industry and different ways to grow. And I'm always looking at that. I'm always interested in growing and like as a person as well,
so
and in the
true.
business. Mm.
So true. Again, you hear that from people. I think it's having that attitude towards it, that there is always something new to learn, that
Mm.
keeps you at the top of your game, really. I think, the minute that you think you know everything, you stagnate, your business
Totally
stagnates.
stagnant. Totally stagnant. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And in all the years that I've been doing beauty, I've been like that. There's been times when I've been stagnant, and there's been
Mm,
times when I've had so much going on in my life, my personal life, that the business has had to take a bit of a back seat. Life's not linear, and business
yeah,
is the same. Nothing. Straight lines are man-made. Everything is up and down, and it's just life, isn't it? Your business is part of your life. It tells your story.
yeah.
Some years you're absolutely flying it, all the opportunities are coming to you, and then other years things slow down, so then you up your game a bit, then you invest a little bit in training or self-development, or whatever suits you best, and then you go again. You just got to keep going. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I think that's a really good bit of advice there is, I think everybody sees this polished version on social media of everyone's businesses these days. And on the outside,
Yeah,
it looks like everyone's flying all the time. And actually, the
yeah,
reality is that's not the case.
yeah.
Every business has
It's
its ups and downs.
No, it's definitely, and I think a lot of thing as well is, social media is completely fake. I'm not gonna start posting the things that I'm not, so
Mm,
proud of, or things that mistakes I've made, over the years. But I think it is changing a little bit now, where people are starting to be a bit more honest. I think since the lockdown, people realise that you've got to be transparent. Fakeness is just, there's no room for fakeness in our world anymore. You've just
no.
got to be yourself and be transparent. That's why everyone's putting their face on their Instagram when I never used to.
Mm.
And it's pushing yourself out your comfort zone a little bit as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the consumer generally has got very, very smart over the past
Yeah.
4 years anyway.
Mhm.
I think people see through it. Like you say, it's very transparent now. So it's hard to fake your way through things.
Yeah.
I think, people generally don't trust influence in the way they did 5 years ago. So people are a
100%.
little bit,
Yeah.
yeah, they're just a bit more savvy now as
Yeah.
shoppers. So
Yeah.
I think you are right. But taking it back to where you came from, beauty, I'm interested to know, what was the epiphany moment that made you think, browse, that's what I want to do, and that's what I'm going to
Yeah.
do?
So I had a salon. I had a salon for 12 years. And I'd gone off on maternity leave, and I'd come back, and things just weren't running the way I wanted them to run. And you just think, I don't want to be here anymore. I just didn't want to
Mm,
be in the salon anymore. It was like quite far from where I lived, and it just wasn't really my area. And then I was having problems at home. I was splitting up with my little girl's dad. And I
mm,
was just in a bit of in one of them times in my life where I just thought something's got to change. Plus,
yeah.
the trend was changing massively. So I got my first salon in 2005. It's a very, very long time ago. Like, there was no internet, and well, just about existed, but most
Mm,
people didn't have internet in the houses. We didn't
no.
even have a laptop in the shop.
You didn't
You
have it on
know,
your phones, did you?
no,
Like, it wasn't.
definitely didn't have it on your phone. Nothing. As I say, we didn't even have a laptop when I first opened that shop. If we wanted to advertise that offer, we'd put a poster in the window.
Mm,
It was so different. And obviously, the internet and social media, it changed everything. So people could see, oh, say someone down the road was amazing at like a certain type of nail, or so people
mm,
were being more specific on where they went. So at the beginning, you'd have your salon, you'd be a jack of all trades, and you'd do everything, and people will come to your salon and get everything done. That's how it
mm.
was. Once the internet started, people were going to different things, different people who were more like specialists in
Specialised.
their area. Yeah.
Mm,
So I thought, right, okay, I just want to specialize in something. So it was either going to be brows or skin. So it was 2015, early 2015. I did quite a few skin courses, and I did quite a few brow courses, and the brows just took off on their own. It
mm.
just kind of felt easier. People were just booking in. People just started booking in all the time. So when I very first opened the Brow Club in 2015, I actually did skin as well, did peels and stuff, but then it just tailed off. No one was booking in. I was just really enjoying the results I was getting from the brow. So it just took on a life of its own, really.
I
Mm.
think that's another interesting point to make is, again, I hear this quite a bit about making that decision about specializing in a certain area, but I think you do need to trial different things so that you can work
Definitely.
out, what am I passionate about? What do
Yeah.
my clients want?
Yeah.
What seems to book itself quite easily and well
Yeah.
without too much fight against it.
Mhm.
And I think you can only do that by dabbling in different
Yeah.
treatments and figuring out what your path is, especially for the newbies that are just coming into the
Yeah,
industry.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I always say do a few courses of things that you're interested in, and
Mm,
it will happen naturally. There's some, like, I couldn't stand doing eyelashes because the patience, you just had to have so much patience. So if I
mm,
used to be back to back eyelashes, I'd dread it. Whereas with the
yeah,
eyebrows, it's faster. You know what I mean? And you just, like, people are more in and out. I just enjoyed it more. But
yeah.
yeah, definitely for people starting, I say that try a few different things that you're interested in. I think as well, having a bit of passion for something. If you're going to go into something thinking, right, I'm going to do this, I'm going to make X amount of money, and you're not really that interested in it, it shows. You know what I mean? It shows even on your socials, like, how passionate you are about something. So yeah, have a bit of passion, and a bit of like enthusiasm for the thing that you're promoting.
Absolutely. I think again it goes back to that, if you're making money the core focus of why you're doing it, it's one, you're going to give up the minute it gets difficult, and it
Mm.
is difficult building that client base. We'll probably come on to
Very
that
good.
anyway, Kate, but it's not easy, is
No,
it? It takes
no.
commitment and time.
It takes so much effort. I think, as we touched on before, timing. at that point in my life, I could really commit and push, and I was quite determined at that time in my life as well. You know, you've got like a little bit of a kick,
Little
and you think like,
fire.
that's it, a little fire,
Mm,
that's the one. I
mm,
was like, right, that's it. I am going to make this work, and I had a lot of time as well, you know, so I could really. My little girl would go to sleep, and I would just be on that phone, and Instagram was fairly new back then. You know, it was like
mm,
9 years ago. So it was really, I mean, the algorithms were, I don't even think they were a thing then. It was just kind of
no.
organic.
It was a
So you could
free-for-all,
really
wasn't it?
connect. Yeah, I used to go on, I used to connect with people in America. And because it
Mm,
was quite niche back then, you know, and the type of style of brows that I was doing, the bushy brows, like I used to get loads of hate on the page, like they're disgusting.
yeah,
You
I
know, people
bet.
wasn't used to seeing
Yeah.
that style. Like people used to like say all negative comments, but I suppose in a way with that, you know, then people start having a bit of it. Oh, you know, you can't say that. So with that kind of thing, it's just engagement, isn't it? It's just engagements, you know what I mean, on your
Mm.
page, which is always good. But um,
I
but
think
yeah,
you
you've
as
got to
well
have that
having that
passion and time. Sorry.
have it no, you're all right. I think you having that attitude as well of like that could be quite off-putting for some people and thinking, oh, people don't like my style. I'm not doing the right thing and like quit. Whereas you were
Mm,
so sure in what you were doing and like, no,
yeah,
this is a really good style. I love it.
yeah,
I'm passionate about it. I know that there's more
mm,
clients for me out there that also are. And you stuck
mm,
to your guns and ignored the naysayers. And I think
yeah,
that's really important for people to take away that, sometimes you have to trust your gut instinct and what you're passionate
yeah.
about and not take on board all of that negativity.
Totally agree. I think mindset is such a massive part of success.
Mm.
In fact, I'd probably say it's 90% of success. Like since I've been teaching brows, I've learned so much. I started in 2018, and I've learned so much from my students. They teach me so much, and one of the
Mm.
biggest lessons that I've learned is you know, I can have a group of girls who come in on training, and I can have a girl who's technically amazing. She's the best by far on the day. But if she hasn't got that confidence, that self-belief, that, you know, that mindset that she's going to do this, she doesn't get it. They don't really seem to get any clients, and they don't really seem
Yeah.
to like
They don't take
succeed.
off.
And you know, I've seen girls who on the day technically aren't the best, but you know, the confidence, and they are good at taking pictures, for example, and
Mm.
they can showcase the work in a certain way. It's confidence. It's a massive deal. And I tell all my students about this, like you've got to have that confidence. Like, and if you don't feel like you've got it right now, go and work on it. It's so, so important.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that applies to anything, any
In
business, any
life, yeah.
industry.
Mhm.
It really does. So moving on a little bit then, in your opinion, what is probably one of the worst brow trends that you've come across over all that time and why, if you can think of one?
Yeah. Okay. So I personally can't stand when people have the brows like brushed straight up to the ceiling. Like it, I just think why?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so unflattering. So like really, you can say it's on trend now. Do you know?
Yeah.
Um, but I think there's a way to sort of laminate or get a laminated look that's really flattering and looks really good and on trend, but it's not brows to the ceiling. I think we need to educate people. Don't just brush them straight up. Like, honestly, I think to myself, are these girls going to look back in 5 years and think, if that was a good
What
look?
was I
No,
doing?
no, they're just not.
They're
They're
gonna
just
go,
going to be like,
they're
why
not gonna
didn't you
like any of
tell
their
me?
photos.
Yeah, honestly. I was in Superdrug today and I seen a girl with them brows, and I was thinking, it
Do you think though
up and over.
Do you think as
Sorry.
well though that it's partly down to the sort of at home techniques that there are
Yeah,
available a lot of now? So people
yeah,
just kind of watch a YouTube video, get themselves some of the glue that you can
yeah,
buy or the gel and just do it thinking that, and so they don't have the knowledge, the skills and the training to
yeah.
actually do a decent laminated at home brow. I think that's probably where it comes from.
I agree totally. Yeah, I agree, and I'm all for people, you know, doing things DIY, and but I think educate yourself. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just think if you're going against like the natural way that the hair sits, it looks unnatural. And I think everybody now is going back to that really like natural look. I think that's why people, the microblading and the hyperrealism brows, they're really in trend at the moment as well, aren't they? Because people want,
Mm,
they don't want to have to be putting makeup on everything. They want something that looks natural as possible. So yeah, just keep it natural. Just try and keep it natural. That's my advice.
yeah. So what oh, I've already done that one. Let me move on. I've already done why you focused on brows, haven't I? Here we go. Let's do this one. So, has focusing on a singular area of the face been the secret to your success, do you think? So just choosing the brows, do you think that that was when your business really started to take off?
Yeah, I do because, as I say, back in 2015, there was no one else doing it. It was new. People love something new and different, don't they?
Mm,
And I focused on doing like a regrowth um treatment, and that just took off massively, and nobody else was really doing it. And I think as well, coming from a business where I did every treatment, just
mm.
focusing on one was so much easier for me. I mean,
Oh,
in the salon when we did all the treatments, imagine the stock we'd have to have in the shop,
I can only
for
imagine the
every
money
single
that's sat
treatment.
in stock.
I know it's so much easier now, just focusing on one thing, like the amount of times you think, oh, we're doing X treatment today and we haven't got such and such. It was stressful, to be honest with you. And
Mm,
I think people want to go to people now, as you say, the customers are fussy now. They want to go to someone who's the best at what they do, and it's nice to be able to focus solely on one thing, so you can be the best.
yeah, yeah, I completely agree. What
Mhm.
advice would you give to someone coming into the brow sector in 2024? Would you have any
Excuse
advice for
me.
them?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously get good training. You need to be feeling confident about what you're doing. You need to be, like I said before, you need to work on your mindset, because that is 90% of your success. You
Mm,
need to believe in yourself and believe in the treatments that you're doing so you can sell them easily as well. And if you're struggling with that, work on it, and your business will just flow naturally without even trying.
yeah, it's good advice, Kate. Yeah, I agree with that. You run your own training academy, so obviously you probably have this type of conversation with all of your students anyway.
Yeah.
Why did you want to educate others in brows, and what do you love most about training?
I think a couple of years ago when we opened the academy in 2018, there wasn't really many people teaching brows, and there definitely wasn't anyone teaching brows in the style that I do.
Mm,
So I just wanted to open it up and expand the business and move into different areas as well. And it's been amazing. I love the students. As I say, I learn so much from the students. They teach me everything.
mm. What do you love most about training them? Like, do you get quite a lot of job satisfaction out of doing the training? I
Yeah,
get the
it's
impression that you do. You seem quite passionate about it.
yeah, I am. I'm passionate about it's even when people come in just for an eyebrow wax, you can't help but try and want to, encourage them. I liked it when, someone comes in and they're new and they're starting off. And you just want to encourage them and help them. I just like helping people, to be honest with you, live the dreams and, let them know that anything is available to them.
Yeah. You retail your own products as well to clients. Um, I come from a product background, so I see the massive benefits in doing
Mhm.
this. But a lot of people in our industry don't. Either they don't know how to do their own products, they don't know how to retail their own products. They're worried about how they go about doing it. So for the listeners, what has been the best thing about launching your own line of products for your customers?
I would say, 2018 we launched the Big and Bushy Brow Kit, and I would say since we launched the products, it kind of sets your business aside.
Mm,
So it
yeah.
changes the way people look at your business in a way. So you're not just pitching yourself against every other brow artist. You sort of got products as well included. It's more enriched. And
Mm,
obviously it's more income. You can make more income because you can retail to them for clients. And in the early days we sold on Boohoo, Nasty Gal,
brilliant.
PLT. We did loads before lockdown. It was really good. It's just a different avenue to go down as well. Mm.
Yeah, I think it, like you say, it stands your business apart from everybody
Yeah.
else's as an
Mm.
authority within that space. And also, it's another, income source for the business.
Yes. Mm.
There are different opportunities. So, yeah, from a PR point of view, it's easier to get it in, glossy magazines or to get it on, collaborations with larger brands or with larger
Yeah.
influencers. It brings a whole different set of opportunities that you
It
don't get
does.
from
Yeah.
just offering a service.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, completely. We can send it out to influencers. We can give it to MUAs to use on shoots.
Yeah,
So then you're getting different types of content as well, and it just opens doors for you. I
yeah.
love the product. So what's your background then?
So I did home fragrance for 4 years nearly. So yeah, I did a lot of e-commerce, markets, PR, all the magazines and influencers, all of that stuff. And yeah, I love it. So it's the first thing that I did when opening a service business was look at how can I offer products alongside that. And that's been a key part of my business model sort of from the
Um,
get-go, really. So yeah, you as soon as I saw that you were doing that, I thought, yeah, she's onto a winner here because
yeah,
it's something that a lot of people miss in their
yeah.
beauty businesses.
Yeah, I agree, and I think as well when I started with the first product, because I do browse every day, I seen a gap in the market.
Yeah.
And you can deliver something that people need. So it's
Mhm.
easy to retail to them as well. And then at the end of the treatment, I will show the client the mirror, and if they need makeup, what I'm using, I'll show them how to do it and do them like a little demo as well
Yeah,
on how to use
this
the
is it. You
product.
can show them how to
Mm.
use it. You can even use your own product in your service and then post that and tag that every time you post your after photo. So it's a really great accompaniment that can just help with you promoting your services. It's
Mm.
brilliant. So yeah, well done, Kate, for getting in
Thank
on that
you.
one several years ago. What
Yeah.
advice would you give someone who is looking to offer their own products and doesn't know where to start? Have you got any advice?
Um, Yeah, I mean, I think you need a product that you can believe in. For
Mm,
me personally, I can't really sell something that I don't truly believe in.
same.
I struggle with it and I need to be authentic with it. I can't do a hard sell on something that I know is not really going to benefit them. So I think if you're doing clients, you know what they need. So if you can get a product that them clients need, then you can genuinely help them.
Yeah.
And I think if it's genuine, it's just easier to sell.
Absolutely, it makes your life a lot easier, and again,
Yeah.
the last thing you wanna do is launch a product and then you end up having to be we are salesmen anyway, of course we are to a degree,
Yeah.
but you don't want it to end up having to be a mega, mega salesman on top of all the other jobs that you have to
No,
do.
because
It
it's
should be
actually,
it should be easy to talk about, easy for you
yeah,
to sell because you believe in it.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So find a product that you truly believe in and is going to help your clients, and it'll sell itself.
Yeah, and how did you go about finding someone to manufacture your product? Did you literally just get onto Google and start trying to look for people to help you with making the products? How did you go about doing it?
Do you know what? I'm quite lucky really because I know a couple of people. I've got a couple of contacts. So
Brilliant,
like my friend's mum has got a factory down south. And then
brilliant.
one of the girls who we work with, that's what she does full time. So I was quite lucky really, yeah. And then
Mhm.
as I say, I thought this is gonna be it just take your business to a new level, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
So
But
I
yeah,
was quite lucky really, with that. It was there for me already. So I didn't really have to do a lot of searching. It was like, yeah, I was
but
quite
again,
lucky.
you saw that opportunity there and you capitalized on it, and that's what makes an entrepreneur, I think, and that
Yeah.
separates sort of an
Mm.
entrepreneur from a business owner in that respect. It's
Yeah.
someone who hunts down those opportunities and spots
Yeah.
spots a gap, spots an opportunity, leverages their relationships and people that they know. So well done on that. And if anyone is listening and they're interested in launching products and they want to know how to go about doing it, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. If I can help you, I absolutely will.
Mm.
So what do you think about machine brows as a brow specialist? What's your opinion on them? Because obviously they've really taken off in the last 5 years.
Mm.
Honest opinions welcome on it as well.
I just think any type of semi-permanent makeup has got its problems, hasn't it?
Mm,
Anyone who does it knows. You know what I mean. You don't really know what color it's going to pull. You don't know what
yeah,
they're going to come back like in 12 months. You just don't know.
yeah,
Sometimes they come back in and you're delighted. Other times you think, oh no, what am I going to do here? And
yeah.
everybody's the same. I don't care how experienced you are. I think everybody's had them experiences where they've just thought, oh no, you
Mhm.
know. But I think that the good. It's gone.
It's got
Sorry.
it's just got its downsides, hasn't it?
It
In
has,
I
yeah.
mean,
I think
comparison to the treatments that you do.
nobody really talks about it, but it is so real, and I think everybody sort of like pretends it's not really happening, but it does have its downsides and it can be quite I think as well when you're very first starting off doing any kind of semi-permanent makeup, obviously you're learning. You learn by making
Mm.
mistakes, and you can make a couple of mistakes, and you can, knock. It can really knock your confidence sometimes. You just got to keep going. Just keep going. I think.
Yeah, I
What
think
about you? What do you think?
it's one of those treatments where I think it's we've now got better education around it than we ever had
Yeah,
before,
I
but
agree.
there's still
Yeah, I
so much
agree.
to learn as an
Yeah,
industry. You know, the pigment science is better than it ever has been.
yeah,
However, we're still, learning and
yeah.
developing products within the industry.
Mhm.
So it's heading in the right direction. But like you say, we don't know until you get 15 years down the line how that particular product's going to
Yeah,
heal or
true.
respond, or so
Mm.
we're just in that middle stage. And I
Yeah,
think
I
there's just so
agree.
much more growth to be had within that industry, and I think it's down to permanent makeup artists to have those very honest conversations with their
Yeah,
clients.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
and
I mean,
be very honest about the fact it is a permanent procedure.
mm,
How do you feel about the semi-permanent terminology? Because that gets thrown around quite a lot, doesn't it? I know I don't use it
mm,
personally. I only use the terminology permanent makeup. I don't use semi-permanent. Um, but it's not a semi-permanent procedure. We are
yeah,
implanting pigment in the skin. Your skin is going to
mm,
retain that pigment. It's very rarely going to completely disappear, and I think it's about being able to be completely transparent. So it brings it back to
yeah, of
transparency,
course.
Kate. Being really transparent with your clients.
Mm, no, I totally agree. And I think as well, I do say to my clients, in a few years, you're gonna need to have laser on these.
Yeah, yeah, same.
Now, 9 out of 10 clients are going to need to have it after a few years. I've had mine lasered off twice, so
Yeah.
I know. I plucked all mine out in the '90s, so I had semi-permanent when it was like big, blocky.
Yeah, back
I've had
10
that
years,
removed.
15
Yeah,
years ago.
I've literally had it done. I've had my eyebrows lasered off twice, and there's always still going to be pigment in your skin. But I do think after a couple of years, as long as you're honest with your clients and you tell them, like, in a couple few years, let's get your skin cleaned out, and let's go again, because
Mm,
I think for the permanent makeup clients, sometimes it's the only option, because if you had lovely, thick, full, bushy brows, you
you
wouldn't
wouldn't have
need
it done.
you wouldn't
Yeah,
need it. So I think for people like me anyway, it's my only option. Otherwise, I've got no brows.
yeah.
So no, I'm fully aware that my brows probably won't stay like this, but just got to keep going with it. I might have to get them removed a third time in a few years'
Mm.
time. Who knows what I'm going to do in
Again,
the
because
night?
the trend might change, Kate, and
Yeah.
and you'll feel like you don't want that style brow anymore, and the trend has
Yeah, I'll have to jump
changed.
back on that trend. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is it, and it's just about education and transparency, and making sure the client is fully informed so they can make the choice that's right for them, and again, not
Yeah.
putting money before the right thing to do
Integrity.
for your client, yeah,
Yeah.
and the integrity in it,
Yeah.
and just thinking, at the end of the day, if I lose that client because it's not right for them right now, they're going to
Mm,
appreciate you a lot more and more likely to come back
yeah.
when they are ready because you were
Yeah.
honest rather
No, I
than
agree. I agree. I think you've
selling
got
them
to
the
be as
dream.
honest as you can.
Yeah, interesting. So where can you see the industry going in the next 5 years, do you think, Kate?
I think with regards to permanent makeup, it's going to be much more natural. The hyperrealism brows are going to completely take over. Like, nobody wants a blocky brow anymore. I think lamination's here to stay. I didn't think it was
Mm,
at first. I thought it was more of a trend, but I think now with the cysteamine-based products, with the softer lamination, more gentle on the hairs, I think it will stay. Yeah, I think we're learning so much about lamination as well. Whereas in 2019, when it come to the UK, we didn't really know what we were doing. We were just whacking it on and hoping
working
for the
on, yeah.
best. Yeah, nobody knew anything about the ingredients. It just wasn't talked about. But now people really want to know what they're putting on, and we're talking about brow health. Like, we've introduced like a brow health appointment, which is a new thing for us.
Oh,
With
interesting. What's that?
Yeah. So it's basically where we put use a mask on the eyebrows. So 4 weeks after your lamination appointment, we do a brow health appointment, which includes a mask. We put an eye mask on, a jelly mask, just like a nice
Nice.
luxury
Yeah.
treatment to keep the brow to focus on the health of the eyebrows. Because over processing is a thing, and
Mm.
everybody's eyebrow hairs is going to react differently to lamination. Some people come in every 6 weeks, have a lamination, their eyebrows are perfect, it's no problem. Other people come back after 6 weeks, they've still got a lamination in the brows. So then we
Mm.
have to switch it up a little bit. And I thought, I need to do something a little bit I need to focus on brow health because that's what I've always been about, the natural
Yeah.
brows, that's what I've always been my thing. So yeah, I do think lamination is here to stay. I do. And it's all gone a bit more neat as well, the trend, hasn't it, lately,
Yeah. Yeah.
a higher tail, opening the eyes up a little bit. Mm.
Yeah, I think you're right as well. Again, it's down to that education of the service and the treatment in the industry itself. It's we only learn through doing. Unfortunately, it's one of those
Yeah.
things. It's a bit like, new operations, for example. Surgeons are only learning through doing the
Mm.
technique and hoping for the best. So there is an element of that in all of these different industries. So yeah, there is always something to learn and to develop from. So, has there ever been any temptation to deviate and move into another area since you kind of started the Brow Club? And why didn't you do it if there was? Because you seem like someone who likes to work on something new.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've come from a salon where I did everything.
Yeah.
So I kind of like just focusing on one thing, and it's a bit of you can niche down in that. So I think that's why. But I mean, I don't know what I might do in the future. I don't know. Don't know where it's going to take me in the future. So I could possibly move into different areas. I don't know. So I'd never say never. But at the moment, I'm enjoying doing brows, and I think the brow world has just opened up so much since like lockdown, really, since COVID. Like there's so much more going on in the brow world. Um, so it's quite still early days for this type of thing. So I think there's still a lot more opportunity to be taken with brows. So that's why I'm sticking with brows for now.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see it's like you say, people come and see you, specifically for that skill. And
Hmm.
I can't see us going back either. I think that's just how people like to shop around for their clinicians now, is to find someone who just spends their time hyper focused on
Yeah,
that one area of the
yeah,
face. I've got different people that do my Botox to do my filler. I've
yeah,
got different practitioners. I don't
yeah,
necessarily go to the same one.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I do think that people tend to shop around a little bit more now than they used to. Um,
Mm.
how much does it cost to train with you, and what are the practitioners getting by coming to train with you? This is the opportunity now to talk about your courses and what makes your courses stand apart from the others.
Okay, so I've recently reconfigured the brow course, and I decided that I was gonna teach everything in it. Because if you come and you learn lamination, you can't really open a business just learning lamination. So
Mm,
in the Brow Boot Camp, I think it's 450 to train with us in person training. But spoiler alert, we are filming our online training next month to be released in July. So that's
nice.
something exciting that we're working on now. I mean, we did actually film it back in 2020, but it just didn't. Things didn't work out. So we're back at it now. It's going to be bigger and best than ever. So we're looking forward to that, and we're also going to be doing some early bird discounts and stuff. So we'll put them on the website when they're ready. So you're gonna in the course in the brow boot camp, you learn 4 different brow techniques. So you're gonna learn like a signature brow, learn
Amazing.
how we do a regrowth treatment. You're going to learn the lamination, all aspects of lamination. We teach you how to thread as well, which is not many people are teaching how to thread at the moment.
It's like a
And
bit of a
then
lost art, isn't it, at the
it is. I
moment?
love thread. It really finishes off the treatment lovely. If you just wax across anywhere, you can have like a really smooth waxing line, and then once you put
Mm,
your makeup on, it can be like a bit fluffy around the edges. So
mm,
it just smooths it all out. It really finishes the treatment lovely. We teach you how to thread. We're going to teach you how to do like a signature brow that includes a lamination as well. So you can sort of mash it up. What I try and teach my students is to be a specialist. So, like a skin specialist, they get an hour with you, yeah, and then
mm,
you decide and you educate them and tell them what's going to be best for their brows long term. We want to
mm.
try and get the client and retain the client. It's not just like one treatment. We
Yeah.
want them to be able to come back, and it's a journey. It's a brow journey. And if you've got all them different skills, you can take your client on that journey with them skills that you've learned on the Brow Bootcamp course.
I think that's brilliant, Kate. Honestly, I
Mm.
really, really do. And I completely agree. I think that's what clients are now looking for as well. They are looking for someone to handhold them almost with what to do.
Yeah,
I think there's
that's
so
it.
many conflicting things online now. And this is just about treatments in general, not even just about brows. There's so many, with so much different information, I think clients are so confused about what they
Yeah,
want.
I
I don't
agree.
think they know what they want half
You
the
don't.
time.
You don't. I think on my consultation form, I ask them questions and then I
Mm,
discuss it with them in a consultation. I think it's such an important part of the treatment.
that's really good.
Um, I, ask them, what style do you want? And they're like, oh, no one's ever asked me that before. It's important to kind of like find out what they want, first of all. And
Yeah.
then you can use that information to produce a plan for them moving forward over the next few months, depending on what kind of results they want, or they can try like a regrowth for a few months. Once they're grown in a little bit more, maybe we can move on to lamination. Not everybody likes lamination, doesn't suit everyone. It doesn't suit everyone's brow hairs or brow styles either. So I think just chat to them and just be, as we said, touched on before, let's just be transparent about it. Not everything's going to suit them, they're not going to like everything, but with with your knowledge, you can educate them and tell them what's going to be best for them.
I think it's really interesting that you're teaching sort of treatment planning for brows. I think that's excellent, and it's I mean, 450 for all of those skills is incredibly, a lot of
Mhm.
value that you've packed into a
Mhm.
course like that. That, like you say, you almost leave being able to become a specialist in your own right and really, really hone that skill so that you
Yeah,
can deliver a really, really solid service and being an all rounder within that service. I think that's brilliant. So well done on getting that course online as well now, Kate. I'll
thank
make
you.
sure, just send me any links that you've got, and by the time this episode goes out, hopefully we'll be able to link straight to your course link
Yeah,
as well.
okay, fantastic. I will. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So just bringing it towards the end a little bit now then. I think you use faces consent. Is that right, Kate? You got consent forms
yeah,
and stuff on there.
yeah.
Um can you let us know what you use the platform mostly for? What is your favorite feature and
So
why?
we use it for record cards. I mean, yeah, record cards. Like,
Yeah.
like you tell me what the good features are because I'm open to learning more. I have an assistant and she's like amazing at sending record cards out for me, so she mainly deals with it.
Yeah.
Because she's the technical one and I'm not.
Well, I
I'm not
tell you
that
what,
technical.
give me your assistant's name and number and stuff, and we can go over all the app features.
Yeah, amazing.
There
Yeah,
is there's tons of stuff on there that you can probably utilize that's free. It's not going to
of
cost you anything to
course. Yeah,
do, which is obviously brilliant. I know that you don't have massively expensive treatments, but we do finance as well through Pay
yeah,
Later. So especially for your courses and things, if you want to be able to offer finance out, split
yeah,
payments
of
down,
course.
there's that as well, so you don't have to pay to take out the finance application like you normally do. You have to pay an upfront fee, you have to pay a monthly retainer. There's none of that.
I love
So
that.
there's probably quite a few things that we can look at. So yeah, at the end we'll just trade name and contact details, and I'll speak to her
Yeah,
a bit more about
perfect.
it
Yeah, yeah.
and see what works.
He's
Um,
the technical wizard, not me.
yeah, this is it. It was brilliant that you've got an assistant, really, isn't it?
I
Um,
know. It's
so,
really awesome.
we're coming towards the end of the episode
Yeah.
now, Kate. Thank you so much for your time. You've been absolutely brilliant. Can you just let our listeners know where they can find the Brow Club online?
Okay, so we've got on our website, which is thebrowclub.com, or on Instagram. Really, we're not very big. I'm still trying to work on my TikTok. It's like a whole different thing, isn't it?
Right, it is.
So Instagram is the Brow Club underscore. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. We'll pop
Thank
those in the
you.
show notes as well. So yeah, thank you so much for your time today, Kate.
Thank you so
You've
much for
been
having
brilliant,
me.
and best of
Thank
luck.
you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.